Alive. Okay. So, just real quick, do me a favor and clap if you're sitting next to someone beautiful. Thank you. She was the, even if you're by yourself, you always got your shadow, so you are never without a reason to clap. So here we go. So this poem, this is the poem you heard Joe ask about earlier. It's called Muted. This was when Fabian approached me about the book. This officially became the first poem for the book because it was the message I needed to give myself in order to get this done. Say it's because you're busy. You lose track of time, miss the bus, or you're on the bus and you'll miss your stop, or you're at work and bills take precedence. The timing isn't right. You don't have the right pen. There are books to be read. Your chakras aren't aligned. The environment isn't right. You got allergies, congested, crowded in more ways than one. Maybe it's too much on your mind. It's not something grown-ups do. And besides, it's already too late in the evening. You have to get up early to work, early to sleep, though you've never said it before. Maybe you still feel guilty having lost so much time the last stretch you gave into it. You just lie. Tell everyone you've lost it, knowing full well it's right there breathing on the back of your neck. Maybe you're still in that room. You still remember holding her hand and saying hello as her eyes say goodbye. Maybe it's all too much. Life, like a room full of people, walk out the door at once, and you refuse to acknowledge the insurrection inside of you. Telling folks that you're fine, and they can clearly see the fissures on your face. You've become preoccupied with running, and you stop caring about where you were heading. Or maybe, just maybe, you finally got hit by so much that you're unincorporated now. Pieces of you spread over the whole of your existence. Pieces of you, but the show must go on, especially when you're not on stage. Life is not a stage. It's a room full of people staring at you. You prefer claustrophobia to your fear of heights. Maybe you're busy trying to save the world even though no one asked you. Maybe it's because there's a lot of things. That actually sounded really good with it. I don't know who. I might try to find somebody with that guitar and just play behind it. That's impromptu. That's what it is. All right, maybe you're busy trying to save the world, even though no one asked this of you. Maybe it's because there's a lot of things going on. Maybe no one will care. Maybe you believe the fire inside you should asphyxiate. Maybe you hope to God the anger inside stays preoccupied with eating you before it learns a way out. Say that you would rather be the master to your slave than the captain of your soul. Jupiter isn't aligned with Atlantis. It's been years since the doctor said we need your permission to terminate. And purgatory is every minute, has been every minute after you said yes. Maybe, for whatever the reason, you prefer your light in the valley. You've got a lot going on. Say you're afraid it's gone. You're afraid it's still there. You are scared of the big bad monster that will come and make you cleanse your soul of all that you won't let go. Say that you have lost faith in yourself. Tell me whatever you have to, but do not tell me you've nothing to write. Like I said, that poem, we all deal with things. I mean, that's the fine print of the human experience. You know, you're gonna have a great day, but the reason that day is great because some of the other ones weren't. And that's what makes the good ones shine as bright as they do. And that being said, there are a lot of us out there who are dealing with issues like anxiety in all of its many forms. You know what I mean? There's several. I don't like the words mental and disorder next to each other. It cheapens it. If you've been diagnosed with one, I will say before I do this next poem that there is nothing wrong with you. There never has been. Saying that dyslexia or anything to personality disorder or whatever they call it, bipolar, whatever. That's the same as saying, oh, well, I've heard you got red hair, or I heard that you're short, or whatever. It's life. It's the way you were built, the way you were made, and you're just as beautiful regardless. And I'll say that much before I finish, because I'll get to rambling. I will. I'll get to rambling. Let me see here. All right, so This next one is for my mother. This one's called Shepherd. My mother would never let me keep the daydreams that followed me home. They would find me, running astray on their own, and I would play with them, roll around and laugh with them in the middle of class, in the hall, and all the way home where my mother would be waiting. She would tell me to send them away as soon as I got to the doorstep. And though some were left behind, a few would sneak in. I would feed them up under the table, careful not to let her notice, though my far-off stares were a dead giveaway. She knew her child, so she let a few stay, out of benevolence and the fact that I have to learn to take care of them eventually. You see, the problem with us dreamers is that we make horrible shepherds. Often our flocks get bigger than we can gather. We collect more dreams than we can tend to, and though we don't mean it, we let a few of them die. My mother was a good teacher. Thank you. So this one is a bus poem. This one's called Route 803. Dear Mr. Pedestrian, walking slow on the crosswalk because you're texting. Clearly UDGAF. By the time you get your lane, do as you please, looking ass across the street. It'll be time for work tomorrow. Matter of fact, I don't even think you work over here. I think you just wake up every day going to random crosswalks to upset the natural order of things. That's what I think. Matter of fact. Googling shit for no reason. You make me wish the bus had a horn that sounded like machine gun fire just to scare you off, moving slow, like you in a hurry to get back to yesterday. You make me wish you could be catapulted across the street, or at least have God put you somewhere else. You make me want to get out of the bus momentarily to beat you with a wiffle ball bat filled with rubber cement until you are safely across the street. Hurry the hell up, please.
One thing about wiffle-ball bat,
Yeah.
they will crush, I promise you.
Oh yeah, they will. I've had a few experiences as a retired badass kid myself. And those big lopsided ones will fool you. Oh, it's just air inside. It's okay. Ow, wait, no, stop. Okay, stop.
Your mom, the shepherd, she thinks it too.
Ooh, yeah. That and anything else she can find. Or throw if I ran away too quick. All right, so I'm gonna read a couple more poems. Let me see here. All right. This poem is called Morning. This morning, the sun told me, the wind told him, it heard I had not written a love poem in quite some time. Too busy running to and from simultaneously, swimming through regrets, sinking the further I try to kick the habit. If I am out of love, it's because trying too hard to verb lost me the noun. Later that afternoon, the clouds told me to quit feeling sorry for myself. Quit using them as metaphors of self-pity. The rain reminded me, as it has before, if you are too willing to be someone's anything, it breaks you down to nothing, leaving yourself to blame. No one can love you if you can't teach them how. By the time I saw the stars that night, they were already waiting to add their 2 cents, saying in unison that there is much more to love than waiting for someone. If you have not loved for the sake of love, how will it find you? The moon just smiled, saying, I cannot have love if it is not something I am willing to be. If I don't carry love in my arms, I do not deserve love's embrace. If love isn't on my each and every breath, it will not know my voice when I call. She told me, no one falls in love. We are born with it all around us. Not being in love, there's no excuse for being out of it. That being said, you have work to do. Thank you. So I'm going to read a couple more short poems. Do we have any haiku fans here? All right, that's what I'm talking. That's the perfect response to that question. I need somebody to like yell woo or an oh yeah or just let out the most epic griot every time I ask who likes haikus, and be like oh yeah, I just imagine one day I'm gonna be somewhere. I'm just gonna be like everybody's gonna get all fired up and see somebody like twirling their shirt around like 575 baby, just, I don't know. That would just be really cool. That would just be, with or without alcohol, that would just be really cool to see. Okay.
Mom, bro.
This one's called haiku number 4. Eyelids, heavy brain, soaked in fire, pen itches. Welcome to midnight. Thank you. Okay, so let me see here.
You need to do that one again.
Okay,
That was too.
okay.
That's the.
Let me see here. Okay, it's 23. Okay. Eyelids, heavy brain, soaked in fire, pen itches. Welcome to midnight. All right. Dear future lady of mine, I snore. It's a thing. I make up for it in kind, custom-made hugs, saying goofy things to make you laugh as you fall asleep. That right there is a fair trade. Yep. Signed, your dude. All right, so I have I believe in, like, stream of consciousness work, like a reverberating theme throughout instead of just putting it all in one chapter or what have you. And a friend of mine, she started to write these Dear Future Lover affirmations. And it started to catch on with a lot of my other friends, on social media, stuff like that. And it's not so much that you're sad waiting for some imaginary person to come and get you. It's just that you're kind of setting reminders for yourself of what you're waiting on, what you're not going to settle for less than. You know what I mean? So I kind of like the idea of it, and I think I may actually, I'm working on another longer version based on that theme to finish out the series or what have you, but this is one of the haikus that started it. Dear future lover, this thing that only we have, I indeed miss it. Okay, so let me see here. So I think one more maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so, and thank y'all for being here. Y'all are amazing. Please clap for yourselves one more time. Okay, this one, actually, this is the perfect one to end it on. This one's called, matter of fact, this one, and do me a favor, please give it up for Joe and the crew at Malvern. And clap for him. I appreciate the interview. The one thing as a writer is that you were never not taken by somebody else's introspect into your work. You know what I mean? When someone says, man, the way you did this and that, it's beautiful, the way you put those things in there. I was like, I did do that. I did, thank you. It's exactly what I meant to do. Right. Thank you. But I appreciate that, and it helps. Art is growth. I won't say evolution because I don't want to start a fight here, but art is growth, and that helps. This is called 74 Till Infinity. I am half-empty notebook. Metronome churches, dead tree containers, I am too many pockets, empty house haunted by a black boy's ghost. I am room full of prayers, hugging life, benevolence bursting from blood vessels. That which does not kill me is very persistent at trying. That which does not kill me is poetry, is cunning. I am afraid one day God will finish writing me. I am pawn shop heart, one step from selling to a stranger's eyes. Any day now, I am hoping to die asleep and finished in the comfort of my own home, rather than bustling, rather than shuttered. I am home wherever I stand, a counsel to some, fortified protons and neutrons and idiosyncrasies, here and gone at the same time. I am a half-empty notebook with pages left. Thank you all for this evening.
For the last part of the evening,